Welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. Hello, taking care of business, Loco. It is so wonderful seeing you here today. How you doing? How's everything going so far? Rory to win the Masters and not a juice to be found in the NBA. The NBA has been very crazy today. Have you guys noticed that as well? Lines are just kind of all over the place, but that's to be expected. Some major players suddenly aren't playing. There's a lot of change up, and of course the pressure is kind of on right now. Hey Ken, good morning. It is so wonderful seeing you here this morning. DJ Ray, how are you doing? Good morning. Chuck Science, thank you so much. I am still sipping my coffee. It's 11 o'clock here, and I think it is time to get our morning started off right with some wagers. And the weather has just been so lovely lately. So of course I had to wear a little spring outfit to go out today. I was gonna do a little bit of gonna do a little bit of shopping. Just wanted to show you, maybe get my ears pierced. So I've been wanting some new ear piercings for a while. So maybe like one here, one like up there. So just some new little ear piercings I think would be so cute to just match this little spring look. And yeah, it's kind of a vibe. What do you think? Do you like my outfit? I love warm weather. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah, I'm loving the spring look. Woohoo! I can't wait. Sunny again. I can go outside. Oh my gosh. Winter, the snow, all of that is pretty nice, but I love when it's sunny again. Thank you so much, Ken Leo. Oh, okay. So you're taking the Penguins money line, the Senators puck line. Thank you so much, DJ Ray. Oh yeah. I only have two piercings in for now, as you can see. Matches my beautiful silvery necklace, doesn't it? This just goes with everything. But I was thinking another one and maybe one up here, like on the inside here, and maybe one on the outside. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. But what do you think? I feel like I'm wearing like all ruffles today. I'm so ruffly. Everything is like ruffles everywhere. It's so fun though, isn't it? Oh, I love it. Mamma mia. All right, so let's go over our current ROIs in hockey. We are currently sitting at a 32.3% return with a 65.2% win rate across 132 units played so far this hockey season. In the NBA, we're sitting at a 31.6% return with a 72.3% win rate over 177 units played so far this season. Now, if you listen very closely, I know maybe my outfit's a little distracting, but if you were paying attention there, you would hear that these ROIs are what is most important to be is what is most important to it's the most important thing to grade your handicappers on, is what I'm trying to say, versus their win rates. Like my win rate in hockey right now is less than my NBA, but my return, the profit that I've made so far in hockey is a lot higher than it is in the NBA. So a lot of people out there, they love to talk about their win rates. It's important to always dig a little bit deeper and ask, what is your ROI over the season and how many units have you played? If they're not being like a forthcoming handicapper, they will definitely be hesitant to give you that information and you should be suspicious about that. There's a lot of sports handicappers just trying to sell you picks and subscription services, and if they don't have those numbers, well, that is something to be suspicious about. Hey, Ben. Oh my gosh, I'll never make it through TSA. They might stop me. They might be like, what's hiding underneath here? I don't know. Well, not much. I did mention sports betting, that's for sure. Oh, okay. I am so glad. I've made a few changes to the stream. As you can see, there's an improvement, a little bit of room now for me to like kind of get up, show you my outfits. I wanted to, make sure the quality of this is just improving every day. That's what we're here for, and so we're always trying to do. So I'm glad you guys are loving the look. It's so springy and just a beautiful day to enjoy the weather. So I hope you guys get out there, because I'm going to be going and getting some new piercings for my ears. I've been wanting them for years, and it's like, why haven't I just gone and done this yet? I don't know. But now's the chance to customize my avatar before summer, so I could wear even more jewelry and, show off all the little cute things that I have. Oh, thank you, taking care of business, Loco. I love the mushrooms too. It's so fun. And now, working, collaborating with the psychedelic company, Happy Minds. It's really fun to get into the field of psychedelics and starting to create this entire psychedelic community out there. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Sometimes I'll take like a little 4-HODET, just 2.5 milligrams. It's barely even noticeable throughout the day, but it's like just a nice little, gets you focused. All right, so today I am smoking some strawberry cough. This is a sativa. This is THCP, one of the things I picked up from the Champ Show. And THCP is just one of my favorites. It's so much of a stronger cannabinoid than just like THC itself. I think, a lot of people have said, there's claims out there that it's like 30 times as powerful as THC. I wouldn't go that far myself, but I would say, like, compared to just smoking like a THC disposable, I've been doing that for years. Switching to a THCP really just elevates the whole experience. No, I didn't eat any mushrooms today, but you know what? I love 4-HODET. And if anyone wants to try some, I got you. Seriously, write me a message, apply to any one of my emails. Speaking of emails, make sure you're, I'm like, I didn't flip the screen. Okay, make sure you're signed up right here. Okay, sign up right here at arielcalista.com. Click the button that says stay in touch. It's easy, it's free, the emails go out every day, and that is the best way to stay in touch with me. Alrighty. What is the P attachment? Oh, it's another cannabinoid itself. So it's just THCP. Like there's THC, THCA, delta 8 THC. This is it's a brand new cannabinoid. So it's not an attachment, but this is like a nice little disposable. You throw it in your purse, keep it on the go. I will be throwing it in my purse, going to get my ears pierced today. Should I get a belly button piercing? Maybe that's too much. I don't know. I've been looking at those toe rings and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool too. Okay. Hey, Brian, welcome in. It is a good day to have a good day. Let's start off in baseball. We have some early baseball games starting off 1 o'clock. Let's look at this Athletics versus Mets game. I've been keeping my eye on this total, but right now it's looking a little rocky. So it opened under 8, minus 115. So it was looking good when it went to under 7.5, minus 118. 19. Looks like this is a sportsbook move. The total is going lower. However, there's level 2 money, and you guys know how I grade my money. Level 1 being the most, or being the least significant, my bad. Being the least significant, level 5 being the most significant. Right now there's level 2 money on the over, so it doesn't seem like the money is really agreeing with how the sportsbook is moving this line. Sportsbook, they seem to be inviting people to keep taking the over here. So we'll see. I'm just watching and waiting on this one. Yeah, I get it, Pierce. Get my belly button pierced. I feel like they look so cute, like when you're wearing a bikini. But then I'm like, is that too many? Is that too many piercings? I don't know. At least just like a third ear piercing here to add some more. Add some more earrings. I love that. A's are playing some ball back east. Yeah, facing off against the New York Mets today. What do you guys think of this total? If you guys have any games that you like, of course, throw them in the chat. I am so excited to see what you like today, what games you're looking at. Just hear your thoughts. Now, moving on to the Pirates versus Cubs game. First, let me take a sip of coffee. Okay. Now, let's just take a peek at this Cubs run line. It opened up -1.5, plus 150. Then it moved to plus 130. Whereas right now, level 2 pro money on this, then it moved to level 1 pro money. This money is, here. The pros are here on this Cubs run line. And from what I've seen from the sportsbook side, it's still a nice plus money number. But at the same time, just knowing how early it is in baseball, as from one handicapper to another, I would say don't make your biggest bets in baseball right now. I haven't been doing that. I think there's just been so much variance in the lines, and it's a new start of the season. Teams are really starting to get their rhythm together. So I haven't been making my biggest bets in baseball right now. Maybe tomorrow we will, maybe tomorrow we'll start, but I would say today is not the day. And even for the past, I just haven't really been making as big of bets in baseball because it's right at the start and there's just so much variance. So these are the little things that you got to start watching for, like as you're, handicapping different sports at the start of the season versus, in the middle of the regular season where you kind of know like the team has its flow, it has its rhythm, the players, they found their groove here. And also the sports books as well. The sports books then have enough data so that they can make better predictions. And then when they make better predictions, we are able to find where the sports book is actually taking a position. And that's how we've been able to really apply game theory and have such a good ROI season after season across multiple sports leagues. It's just a strategy that works. Okay, wind is blowing out at Wrigley. It is definitely a windy field. The Cubs have not been a good run line team yet. Tough one to bet seriously. Yeah, I agree with it. If this is looking more like an action play. So if you are an action player, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of action plays on the board today. But if you are an action player, this Cubs run line would be something I'm looking at just because it's a nice plus money number. But like I said, don't sprinkle too much on it. Bet responsibly and, just let's wait. Maybe tomorrow will be like really when we start wanting to bet like bigger unit sizes in Major League Baseball. I've been looking at the total here as well. It opened over 12 -120, went up to over 12.5 -110, but there's a little bit of under money coming in here. So yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of this total really. But that is okay. All right. That there should be a lot of runs today, so action play. Yeah. Yeah, no. I think if you want a good action play in baseball, that Cubs run line is looking like the move. Oh, right. Now there is quite a bit of a NBA to play today, like a lot, and we have hockey to cover as well. I do want to jump to hockey real quick first, before we dive into the NBA, just because I know we have our hockey fans in the audience right here, so I want to make sure to cover that with you. So, in hockey today, we have the Penguins facing off against the Capitals at 3 o'clock p.m. The Capitals puck line. Let's take a look at this real quick because there's some big plus money numbers here. This opened up at -1.5, plus 180, but right now this is sitting at plus 146. Also, interestingly, there seems to be some mixed pro money on the Capitals puck line right now. Think you're taking care of business. I have been getting a little tan. I just sat outside. Well, you don't really see it too much. Like, but I've been starting to get tan out there in my bikini. But I want some really warm weather. Yesterday was like a little bit too windy and cold for me. But I think some really warm weather is just I'm gonna get so dark this summer. I just have a feeling, especially considering how warm and sunny and bright it is right now. Alrighty. Okay, so you were taking okay, I see what's going on. You were taking the Penguins money line. I would say right now I don't really have a play on this at this point, but I just would watch out for this Capitals. Just some of the pros here taking the Capitals puck line. Also on this total, this over opens over 6.5, -110. It is right now sitting over 6.5, -126. There's level three money on the over. I would say, if anything, maybe this over is looking a bit interesting. I know you like the Penguins money line. Good morning, Tyler. Thank you so much for coming on the last stream. Oh my gosh, I can't believe YouTube deleted our last stream. That was totally my fault. I was just trying to show you guys a funny clip about what I thought, like, this is a really good demonstration of prediction markets and, just take a look at this, but then I got flagged for copyright. Rumble didn't flag me, but maybe I shouldn't have that on Rumble, so I might have to take that down too. I don't know. Rumble didn't flag me yet though. I would keep my eye though on this over and this Penguins Capitals game. The sports book is just oh so subtly like moving this line towards the over. The money is clearly there. There's level three money. So just I don't have a play at this moment, but keep your eye on this over in this Penguins Capitals game. It just seems like everything is kind of moving in that over direction. So um the Penguins are likely sitting everyone, so that could be a reason. Oh, you haven't looked at the lineups. Yeah, well, definitely, I would say take a little bit of a peek at that. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm like just discovering new things about my computer every day. Sorry. Like, okay, I just got a new MacBook M5 Pro with like the max chip. It's the super upgraded chip. I got 128 gigabytes of unified memory. I just kind of upgraded everything because I wanted the best of the line for my AI machine learning work. And today, like I have two MacBooks like side by side, well, like two different monitors, and I'm like, oh, I can just like swipe from screen to screen, and I didn't even connect them like that. So new crazy things that I'm discovering every day with technology is actually getting crazier every single day. I love how smart the technology is getting, and just being in the mix of understanding how it actually all works and is built, and building it myself is always just so much fun to me. Yeah, I agree with that. The juice is awful on the over. So, I mean, I hate taking minus 126s. Like, I really would try to, like, I try to even avoid, like, I know it sounds crazy, but even like minus 115s, I'm like, oh, can I go get those somewhere else for like minus 110, maybe a minus 105? Like, ew, I don't want to take a minus 115. But wow, technology is amazing. I'm literally learning something new every day. Okay. So looking at the Bruins versus Blue Jackets, this is a 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and this total opened under 6.5 minus 105, moved to under 6.5 minus 120. But there is some over money, so seeing this line go down, seeing the money go over, I'm staying away from this one. The money and the sports books are not moving in the same direction here, but there is some movement. But nothing that's interesting me. Okay, so it desynced. Okay, that makes sense because I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, the technology is doing something like brand new that I've never seen it do before, where it's like I can actually slide my mouse from one computer to another brand new computer. I've never seen that happen before. But it does make sense why I might have like messed up the stream a little bit. I'm sorry guys. I'm just playing around with technology and I didn't even know I could do all of this. This is crazy. We're figuring things out in real time. Um, well, let's talk about the Senators New Jersey game. This is a 7 o'clock game, and unfortunately, I'm so sorry taking care of business, logo, but I have been watching this New Jersey Devils money line, and it went from plus 120 to plus 107. So it does look like it's starting to move in the right direction for New Jersey tonight. And there is some pro money there. The money is still very mixed. The pros haven't taken, they haven't taken like a significant amount of money and, here, but there is some mixed pro money. And I think that's pretty interesting. I like how this line is starting to move in the right direction for the New Jersey Devils. So I would keep my eye on this tonight. That is a pretty big move, and you can still get plus money here, which I really like. So it's looking a little bit more like an action play. I think I am back on the original setting. Did something mess up? Hi Brian, welcome in. How you doing? All right, so okay, I guess I'm not gonna cross over the mouse from computer to computer anymore. That's not gonna work. But that was weird that it did work. I was not expecting that. All right, so yeah, just looking at this New Jersey Devils money line right now, it looks like there's a bit of pro money here, and yeah, this line does seem like it's kind of starting to move in the right direction. Starting to find a lot of juice this time of year because of teams being locked in the playoffs, right? Teams sitting all their guys. Exactly. You would guess the Sens will sit everyone too because they are locked up. Okay. All right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, I think that's happening just like kind of across the board right now. So yeah, it's definitely something to watch out for and something that's changing the dynamics of this game. Thank you, Brian. That's a cute emoji. All right, so before we move on to the NBA, because there is a lot of movement today. A lot of movement, but I would say, you might want to be a little more cautious, unless you are an action player, of course. Then I guess you don't have to be so cautious. Okay, but take a look at this. These are my new products. Relieve. This is a pain stick, which it's like a screw up stick, like a wax stick. You just like apply it on your arm, your shoulder, your elbow, like whatever is bothering you. You could apply it on your knee too, like whatever. And then this here, so I just want to show you the labels finally came out really nicely. Got a new label printer, and just wanted to show you how it looks. Took a while creating these labels, making sure, all the details were right. It's a little, I don't know why it's not really like focusing on the camera right now, but it does look really cool. All right, I want to show you this as well. This right here is an airless pump. I'm going to be putting like basically the same blend of far infrared emissive minerals into this cream as well. This is an airless pump, so it's going to be like a nice cream that you can just kind of like pump on. Then it's moisturizing, so you could just like rub it into your skin, rub it on your back, like, just kind of like massage it in. So I love these two products. Both of them have emissive minerals in here. So basically when you put it on your skin, it's acting like a protective barrier where it's taking all of that like waste heat, your thermal energy that, you're constantly producing. When you touch your skin, you're very warm. That's like the thermal energy that you're constantly producing all day. It takes that energy and actually like reflects and redirects that energy back into you as far infrared energy. And there's been a lot of interesting science about it. It's materials science, and this is a whole different class of pain products. It's not just like the icy hot that we're all so used to. I mean, things like these products are going to have like the same kind of like, menthol, like cooling, experience that icy hot has, but this is just a lot more of a deeper improvement because it's actually using physics, and using that far infrared wavelength, whether you're just, putting some lotion like as a cream onto your shoulders, onto your back and rubbing it in, or, whether you are using like the pain stick here and like rubbing it on your knee and, if that's sore. The thing about this is the far infrared wavelength is so penetrating, it actually affects, all of the water molecules within your cells so that, it creates a whole cascade of improvements, really, from your mitochondrial activity, ATP production, nitric oxide. All of that really improves when you start integrating far infrared, and no other pain products out there have far infrared emissive minerals inside of them. So yeah, it's going to be far infrared emissive minerals with botanical essential oils, and these are just some top of the line, very unique products that I just don't see out there on the market at all right now. Thank you so much, Spencer. Oh my gosh, taking care of business. That is terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. That must be a very long recovery process. Well, I will definitely I will send you some products to try out, and you just let me know how it works for you. Like, I would love to just hear your testimony. And, because you guys have all been like a part of these streams and just following along with my journey every day, whether it's the emails or anything, being a part of these streams, of course, I'm going to offer you guys like some very super special discounts. Beyond just friends and family, like super special friends and family. Hey, Super Pro, how are you doing? Thank you for taking care of business. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would love for you guys to just follow along. Make sure to sign up for my free daily emails, but I will start actually distributing these products soon through Relax Saunas and other vendors out there as well. So excited to get this out into the product mix. They truly are one of a kind, far infrared emissive minerals. It elevates your typical pain product by actually using physics in your favor. And that's, that's where it all starts. All right, so let's talk about the NBA. So starting off with Atlanta Hawks versus Miami Heat, let's just take a look at this Miami spread. It's been kind of going in the right direction for Miami a little bit. It's moved 2 points on the spread so far. So it went from +6.5 to +4.5. But the money is very mixed. I don't have a super strong feeling about this game at this point. I'm just kind of looking at it, and it might be a fun game to watch. But I don't really have a play here. Now, if you do have a play in any of these games or any other game you'd like me to look at, just throw it in the chat. I would love to see. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys would like for me to talk about. Thank you so much, Super Pro. I truly appreciate it. All right, moving on to the Orlando Magic versus Boston Celtics. This is a 6 o'clock game as well. Orlando, this spread has been so wild. It went from -4.5 to -13.5 to -12.5 on mixed pro money. It's so confusing to me. I'm not really a fan. Oh, thanks for all those emojis. The total here, the total in this Magic Celtics game is what is really interesting to me. This total opened up at 218.5, then it went up to 221.5. That is a 3-point move to the total, to the over, not to the total. Well, 3-point move on the total to the over. There we go. And it is backed by level 5 money. Level 5 money. You guys remember the grading scale, right? Level 5 is the most amount of money that you could have. So that is a ton of money. This is a huge move. You know, the money, the sportsbook, everything is going over here. So I would say this is one of my most solid plays in the NBA today, is this over in this Magic Celtics game. I like this overplay simply because there's so much money, the line's moving in the right direction, and I just love when the pros and the money and the sports book and all of that is just moving in the right direction here, and it's all moving towards the over. So I would say that is definitely my strongest play in the NBA today. Oh, really? Celtics are interested in him, huh? Let's see what happens there. All right, let's look at the Brooklyn Nets versus Toronto Raptors. Now, this is also another wild move. Toronto went from -19.5 to -23.5, so they are becoming bigger favorites. There is more pro money here on Toronto than, I would normally expect. However, it's still pretty mixed. This spread is very mixed, and at this moment, I don't know. Even though these spreads are swinging wildly today in the NBA, I'm just not ready to take this one yet. So moving on to the Hornets versus Knicks. This is a 6 o'clock game. The Hornets, another spread moving all over the place. The Hornets opened up at -7.5, went to -13.5 on some mixed pro money. So it looks like it's going in the right direction. Normally I would say, wow, like this looks like a good play, but just considering the circumstances in the NBA right now, I'm gonna just pass on this. However, I do have a interesting action play here in this Hornets next game on the total, and this total opened up at 215.5. It went to 219.5. That's already that's already a 4-point move towards the over. It dropped down a little bit to 218.5, but there's still level 5 money on the over. A lot of people, everybody's taking the over. And even though this dropped just a point, it does not scare me at all from taking this over. So if you're an action player, this might be a little sprinkle play. All right. Now, moving on to the Wizards versus Cavaliers. lot of 6 o'clock games. These are all happening at the same time, just so you guys know. So, just kind of choose the ones that you want to watch, or you could do the like multi-screen, watch them across all the different platforms. All right, so this Wizard spread went from plus 16.5 to plus 10.5. So it does look like it's starting to go in the right direction for the Wizards here, but it's based on mixed money, and this has been dropping. This went from 239.5 to 235.5. However, there's level 4 over money. Where am I? Space C. I'm in my studio streaming, talking about the Wizards Cavs game tonight. So I would say if you are wanting to play like with the sports book and you're noticing how they are dropping this Wizards Cavs game, I don't know. What scares me here is all the money taking the over here, despite, the sports book dropping this line. So not exactly my favorite play on the board. And then, I don't really see, there's a lot of movement. I've seen movement on the spread in the Warriors Clippers game. There's been a couple of point movement in this Pistons Pacers game. I've even seen this total move just rise a little bit in this Bulls Mavericks game. But none of these are that interesting to me. Even this Utah Lakers game, it's just not too interesting. The spread's moving, but the money is very mixed. All right, so moving on to this 8:40 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans versus Minnesota Timberwolves game. Let's talk about it because this Pelican spread moved a lot. It opened up at plus 10.5, went to plus 5.5 on mixed money. So I would say, okay, something to watch, but not exactly interesting to me now. Like I said, lots of spreads are moving today in the NBA, but the money is very mixed. People don't really seem to be, taking one position or the other. The sportsbook isn't really taking one position or the other. The sportsbook right now, it seems like they're just simply adjusting a lot of these lines for the NBA, because of the circumstances here today. And this total is very interesting to me. All right, so this total opened up at 233.5, and it went up to 236.5, and there's level 3 over money, so I like this over in this Pelicans Timberwolves game. All righty. Hi there, ownkick.com, OC. Okay. Well, I have been streaming on Kick for the past year, but just like every platform, YouTube, Kick, Rumble, I feel like all of it has kind of been like a little bit of a slow build, a little bit of a grind. I know I usually like kind of walk that gray space line, being like, is it legal, is it not, being a hemp lover, I love cannabis, I love hemp, I love talking about sports books and prediction markets, and I understand that that's something that isn't, exactly favored by most platforms out there, but I'm a big believer in free speech and freedom from censorship. And so, I get on a few different platforms and do what I do, and it's been working out so far. So thanks for joining in. So that is my final play in the NBA today. Let me just go over it real quick, all of the plays that I like, and we'll just cover them all. So we'll start off with the action plays first, and then we'll move on to the plays I really, really love, my favorite plays of the day. All right, so the Cubs run line is an action play that I'm looking at in baseball that's starting at 2 o'clock, so coming up pretty soon in just a few hours from now. In the NBA, I'm looking at this over in this Hornets-Knicks game. That's looking pretty good to me as well, with a lot of money on the over here. But let's talk about my favorite plays. All right. So I love this over in this Pelicans Timberwolves game, but my favorite play on the board today is in the NBA, and that is the over in this Magic Celtics game. Those are all of my favorite plays. Um, what you need? Thanks, Super Fro. So those are all of my favorite plays on the board today. Alrighty. So if there's any games you would like me to look at, break down live on air, I'm happy to do so. But I did want to talk about something I've seen really interesting. So, I'm big into AI. I've been doing it for a while. So recently, Claude released Claude Mythos. It came from Anthropic, and what Claude Mythos is about is like it can go into basically any kind of computer environment, digital environment, and spot these basically vulnerabilities within the system that are major cybersecurity threats, and it can exploit them. Some of these are 10 years old, some of these are 20 years old. And they decided they're only going to release this to a few companies. They're not going to release this to everybody all at once. And that was because they decided like this could, like if deployed incorrectly, it could really take down, major security systems. So right now we have this balance of, and a lot of people are out there saying, well, AI is scary. And now that like kind of makes me feel unsafe, especially like I get it, you have your personal information stored within a lot of these systems that have been on the internet for, you know, or have been used, maybe not updated really for 8, 10 years, things like that. So I understand how scary it is. But I think it's really interesting that, it's almost like a double-edged sword in the AI world right now. You're using AI to find all these vulnerabilities so that other people, other bad actors who have AI, who are also, making it very capable and very smart, don't exploit those vulnerabilities themselves. So I think it's almost a yin and a yang when I start really thinking about it. So as much as it's easy to say, well, look at how scary AI is. Anthropic won't even release this model to anyone except for just these top few companies in the world. There's also, the yang to it, which is saying, wait, all of these systems have had vulnerabilities which could have been exploited for 10 or more years, which we ourselves, despite having all these best programmers in the world, never caught. But eventually, it is within the realm of possibility that eventually one day somebody who we don't want to exploit those possibilities could. And now we're actually able to fix them in real time because of AI. So they called all the heads of the banks in for an emergency meeting about security. Essentially, Anthropic's AI can hack every bank now, which is scary. Really scary. I mean, that's some major vulnerability. So I'm glad that they're really, being proactive about fixing these problems versus waiting for these problems to happen. But that also makes me terrified to realize that for years, all of these banks, all of this information could have been hacked if AI can spot it just by understanding code and, really being able to, after learning it, I mean, how these how these AI LLMs are actually created is like, like these neural networks, and it just goes through layer after layer after layer. And imagine Imagine if you were born and you only saw the game of chess in front of you your whole life, right? And you kept playing it, and you had someone better than you who kept playing it and beating you, but your whole life, the only thing you were taught ever how to do was play chess, right? And then eventually, like grow up and you would be a master at playing chess, because you didn't learn anything else. You didn't really learn how to read, to write, to, do anything except play chess. And then you become like this ultimate master at it. And that's how a lot of these AIs were originally created, is because of those same principles. That's how these AIs work, these LLMs. They're looking at all of this text, all of this code, and they themselves are becoming, like masters of understanding how code works with each other, practicing it, fixing those changes, and also getting penalized, like if they make mistakes. So it truly becomes better than what any human could do, because we all have lives, we all want to go outside and enjoy the fresh air every once in a while. We're not just stuck in our computer, like looking at code all day. Yeah, I did hear that their source code got released last week. And yeah, I think that that's interesting, but also like a lot of these AI models, their source codes. I like open source models, and I think it is interesting. No AI company wants their source code to get leaked. I hope they were able to find out whoever did it. And I talk a lot in my daily report email, like kind of the open source battle versus, private AIs, that this battle that's going on right now. And a lot of it, people are finding, like, when you actually put the AI out there and let, other people tweak it and adjust the weights and things like that, it actually becomes even better than a lot of these closed source models. So, I'm almost wondering, like, did they want people to try to improve it, or I don't know. Even Windows is a broken chain of code that is patching. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these companies, they hire the best engineers in the world, but the truth is we're all human at the end of the day. And AI has, really has the ability to, like, actually master coding and, the cybersecurity. And, it's definitely a double-edged sword. So, I think there's pluses and minuses to it, but there's one thing for sure, is it's not going away. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say here today. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. I just want to show you guys again my new products. I'm so excited. I've been making them, and they're just finally here. It's been taking me a while, but I love it. 2 new products. Look at that. If you want it, I will send it to you. They don't have there's no CBD or hemp in these products. Like, all my products used to have hemp in them, but these products, they are just far infrared emissive minerals and botanical essential oils. So it is completely a new class of products, really aligned with science and physics, and completely different from everything out there. So yeah, you could put it on your back, rub it on your knee, take out some of the lotion, and just kind of moisturize your arm. Very soon I will have some anti-aging moisturizer, and quite a few other things. I also hope you like my spring little outfit. It has been such a beautiful day. I love this weather. Got some fresh flowers, so I can't wait to go enjoy the weather today. And also get a few new ear piercings. That's gonna be so fun. Just so cute, glamorous. I get to show off more of my cute little earrings. All right, it is Sunday. I will see you all on Wednesday next week at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. Please give this stream a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to join my free daily report. Thank you so much. My daily report, it offers all of my sports picks every single day, the pick of the day that I like. I have some sports news on there, an AI corner, a health corner, and of course you get a picture of me at the bottom of every single email. That's always so much fun. Sometimes, like in the middle of the email, I might include like an AI Ari. Plus, of course, always just so you could stay like up to date with the latest, what I'm doing, see the little picture at the bottom of your email every single day. And did I mention it's free to join? Just go to arielcalista.com, click the button that says stay in touch, or just type your email into the pop-up. It's so easy. And thank you so much, everyone. I had such a fun time. I'm so glad you guys like this outfit. Okay, one more twirl for all of you. It's so frilly and I love it. So cute. All right. I hope you are all having a wonderful spring. Thank you so much for joining this live stream and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Good luck on all your wagers. Mwah.